Inspired by my previous guest, I continue my journey and keep researching. The more I research, the more questions I have. Today, my guest, Linda Lei, designer, entrepreneur, and the owner of the brand Plushland. Hi, Linda. Thank you for coming to the show.
You're very welcome. It's nice to see you today.
So, Linda, from what I learned, creating and running a business is not an easy work. When you came to US, you decided to create your own business instead of getting a job. Why did you make this choice?
Well, you already mentioned that to start my own business is not easy. So when I first came to the States, that was many years ago, I came here with a visitor visa. I did not have a working permit, a working visa, and I was not able to do anything, not able to drive, not able to get a social security number. So my only option is to either go to school or do something else. I have a family, my mother, she had a toy factory in China. So that's my only connection. So that's the only reason why I chose to open my own business.
What did you have to learn in order to start your own business?
There is really not a formula to start a business. When I started a business, I really didn't know anything. I had to start from file my own paperwork with the states, with the federal, or the legal paperwork to start a business. From that, to even start a phone line. You have to call the phone company to start a business line, which is different from the house line. To everything, you have to get a license for the seller permit, everything. Just try to get customers from every detail. There's really no formula to start to do a business, but just go with your gut.
Okay. During your first year, what did you learn and what obstacles do you need to overcome?
Geez, everything. I didn't come from a business background, so everything was an obstacle. I mean, from the language, as you know, very easy that we didn't have a computer, we didn't have email, we didn't have all these like fancy message or these kind of stuff, right? We didn't have any tool. The only way to get order is via phone. People call you or they send a fax. So I have to go through a lot of like people calling and customer calling, and after like 3-5 minutes chatting, you realize you didn't write down what they want. You didn't write down their phone number. I mean, from that to getting your finances and then getting just a customer, they encourage them to order, to a simple like a tax return that you need to file with the government. Everything is an obstacle for me.
Do you run only one business, Plushland, or do you diversify?
Well, I think Plushland is everything. We do everything. With that, my biggest goal is to help people from our different aspect. We sell to corporate, we sell to personal party, we sell to colleges, we sell to nonprofit charities. So we help everyone. And down the road, I plan to add more products to enhance the line. But I focus on Plushland. I've been meaning to make it one place for all, everything.
So you work with US and China markets. What are the major difference between them?
I would say there are definitely differences. I feel that they're both pros and cons. US is very, very creative, but I feel US is not hungry enough. US is very comfortable. It's a long build, very developed place. China needs more creativity, and I work with a lot of manufacturers or businesses. they to copy people is very easy. You just make, there's your product, and then just take the patent and then you make it. It's very easy, and then you beat the price way down, and then you go to the market. But I feel that if you don't have the creativity, you just copy. You're going down to a narrower and narrower road, and then eventually it's going to be a dead end. You're not going anywhere. But Chinese people are very hungry, so I feel that if U.S. keeps doing, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, and then you keep that mentality, they're beating against a very strong competition too. That's my opinion.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So how do you combine the time with your family and your business?
Well, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to say. I have two children. Actually, my husband runs the factory in China now, so it's like family and business combined. My children are very creative children. So when they were young, and we do, I asked them a lot of questions. I asked them, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And they will give me some feedbacks. Right, so it's more like a family business, well, of course there are some challenges that you bring business home all the time, and then you're on the phone all the time, but there's challenges in every family, right? I feel it's a good problem to have.
Do you have any advice for a young American entrepreneur who wants to work with Chinese market?
Well, China is a very ancient, very old country with a lot of culture. I would put it in this way. I have an example for you. I don't know if you practice Kung Fu.
I practice a little.
Yeah, I want to put it this way, that in Kung Fu, that you want the master, they want the students to be confident, but also humble. It's a little bit contradictory. But it's like Chinese people, it's so the culture is so rich, and China kind of has littler tolerance on rookies. If you're new, if you're a starter, they're like, eh. But it's really, they want to help you, if you're humble enough, or if you understand the culture enough. So I encourage American people, if you want to do the business with Chinese market or Chinese people, and also I think Chinese the culture is very has hospitality. They welcome foreigners, right? So you stay confident and be humble, but also very sincere. I think sincere is important. You'll get help. You'll get help in China, definitely.
What were your 3 business hardships and how did you overcome them?
It's everything. I mean, it's people have different ways of overcome things, and the hardship comes and go. It's never gonna end. It's different things at different time. But if I really want to give 3 things, I would say money, partnership, and maybe organization. So money is always an issue when you start a new business. The money is not going to be easy for the first, I would say 3 years. But the key is you stick to what you do, what you have the passion for, right? The money will come. But if after just so long and then the money still doesn't come, you may need to adjust a little bit. But don't give up too soon. I would say, just stick with your plan, and then stick with your passion. It will be easier and become easier and easier. Some people have their own business. They don't have a partner, right? Partnership is not like you have to have a partner. Partnership is more like your customers are your partners, your vendors, your partners. When you ask me a question of how I deal with my family, your family could be your partners, because you consistently that you bring your business home, or sometimes you are thinking of business when you're at home. I feel that the partners, you have to stay in an equal relationship, that your customer, your vendor, your business partner, you guys have to be equal. And at a point, if the other side do not provide you with the equality, or you don't feel happy, you have to compromise, you keep having, have to compromise all the time, it might be the time to say no and end that. With a customer, with a vendor, with anyone, it's just not gonna work. That's how I dealt with it. Even a customer, we always say customers are God, but only till a point that I cannot do this, and then I'm sorry, but politely, that's the way. Same thing with everyone. So the third thing is the hardest one, the organization. Mm-hmm. Organization is like the map in your mind, what you want to do and what you want to pursue, and then the whole thing before you start a project or even start a business. But that's not a one-time deal, that you have to you have to come back every day or even every hour to say, am I on track, or do I have to adjust things, right? Things come up. You might get a phone call from the government, IRS, or say, you have to do something with your tax or something, or you never know what's going to happen. So that skill is, you have to adjust it from time to time. So those three, I would give it the priority as the three biggest hardship for me.
Thank you so much, Linda, for coming to the show and sharing your stories. It's super interesting.
You're very welcome.